So I'm Rob McGreevy. I'm the Chief Product Officer for AVEVA, and AVEVA is owned by Schneider Electric. AVEVA works primarily in the industrial manufacturing critical infrastructure sector, which includes, of course, power and the energy markets. And the new advent of AI technologies has sort of brought in a lot of new capabilities. Capabilities where we can look at things like predictive analytics, which predicts future outcomes of equipment that's used to generate and manage power in the grid overall. It's also used for advanced forecasting models. So we look at things like weather and can sort of apply AI tools and techniques to drive better outcomes for utility, which makes sure that power is provided to people where and when they need it. If certain pieces of equipment need to be maintained or taken out of service, the AI tools and software technologies help inform and advise people in the business of when they should do those things, how to do those things. It's part of our core values, I guess, first of all. We have a belief that we want to help move the world forward, move the planet forward, help make responsible use of the world's resources. And so it's important for us from that perspective. The other thing is there's two sides of the same coin. Part of it's the sustainability message, just a good sort of thing to do. But it's also economically advantageous. It's very profitable. I mean, if you can save the amount of electricity that's used and still produce the same amount of finished goods, or you can reduce the amount of water that you use, or reduce leaks in a system that helps sort of retain or collect water or steam, then these are all beneficial, right? Not only to the sustainability agenda, but the profitability agenda. So it's good for business, good for the planet, good for the country in a sense. That was a lot, actually. So in the space of sort of energy and sustainability and key things that we're looking at, we talked a little bit about AI as a tool in a sense for doing optimizing those things. We also have a lot of design engineering tools and simulation for sort of designing what a plant might look like, how you simulate how it would behave. Same thing with the grid. If I design a certain set of generating assets, how should those behave based on different loads, when the wind's blowing, when the sun shines, for example. That's another set of tools on the design engineering side. The other thing I would say is workforce optimization. A lot of our tools and software is used to enable the workforce both today and into the future so that they can take over these systems and sources and make better use of the technology. The first step in the whole process for any type of ESG reporting is you have to have access to the high fidelity process and production data. That is, what are your emissions? What is the amount of water, electricity, steam, gas, and air? These are all kind of like basic environmental feedstocks that are used to produce finished goods or run a power plant. As that sort of happens, we have a software technology that captures all that data digitally, just over a time series, and then we make that information available to the manufacturer or to the supplier so that they can publish regulatory reports, consumption reports. They can actually track the different metrics and measure against it. So we really do have a key set of technologies to help meet those regulatory compliance needs. It's really an exciting time for industrial software. I've spent my whole career in this space, and it's become quite popular and maybe I say dare I say fashionable, because I think a lot of times the world doesn't really know about how industrial software is really the backbone behind, when you turn the tap on, water comes out. You flip the switch and lights turn on. But behind that is a lot of industrial critical infrastructure equipment and software that sort of makes that possible. Before it was a necessity. Now it's absolutely critical, because in all of the world that we live in, everything is hyper connected. Whether that's the power utilities, whether it's water, whether it's the supply chain for manufacturing or mining metals, minerals, all these things are hyper interconnected. You hear a lot of discussions about things like supply chains, stuff like that. The very backbone of making those things function and interoperate together is really software applications, software tools. And so that's what the world of industrial software has been most, I would say, interesting and active in the last few years, is that more people have become aware of it. And out of necessity, businesses are spending more and investing more in it out of, basically the necessity to meet all the market demands and mega trends that we see affecting the world. Our ambition is to help continue to transition the industrial world forward to make effective, safe, efficient use of the world's resources in a very responsible way. So our priorities are around helping move the industry at large forward, whether that's the energy transition, whether that's more safe, sustainable mining, whether it's food, bev, CPG, and again, a safe, quality environment. That's really what our ambitions are, is to help make the world a better place by optimizing all elements of that industrial manufacturing and critical infrastructure market.